All right, boys and girls, things are heating up in the automotive market. Honda just dropped the news that the next Civic might be or will be built in the US to avoid Donald Trump's tariffs. Let's get into it. We're going to look at the video where Trump announces the tariffs. And I want you guys to leave me in the comments, stick to the end of the video because we have a lot to cover. I want you guys to leave me in the comments if the tariffs that Donald Trump is putting on these companies is good. What is going to be the effect on the economy when it comes to building vehicles or to the automotive market? Let's get into it. All right, boys and girls, welcome back to another video. If you guys are rocking with the content, hit that thumbs up and the subscribe for your boy. Click them, click them, click them, click them. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's get to it. So let's watch this video real quick. It's only a couple of seconds long of Donald Trump, our 47th president, announcing tariffs up to 20 to 25% on Canada and Mexico. And how is all this tied together? And where has Honda made the decision to say, okay, we're going to build in the USA? So let's watch this video and we'll talk about it now.
But very importantly, tomorrow tariffs 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll start. So they're going to have a tariff. So what they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States, in which case they have no tariffs. In other words, you build, and this is exactly what Mr. Wei is doing, by building here. Otherwise, they'll build, if they did them in Taiwan to send them here, they'll have 25% or 30% or 50% or whatever the number may be someday. It'll go only up. But by doing it here, he has no tariff, so he's way ahead of the game. And I would just say this to people.
All right, well, there you have it. It's 25% for Canada, 25% for Mexico. Now, if you build them here, you don't have the tariffs. So it's kind of like that. You built them, they will come kind of thing. So let's get into it. Motor One, we're here at Motor One, who wrote an article. And I'm going to give you my opinion because I'm a little bit political when it comes to all this. I'm going to give you my opinion because Jim Farley from Ford, you guys know I'm a big fan of Ford. Ford CEO Jim Farley had some words to say. So we're going to get into all that. Let's talk about the article a little bit. I'm going to give you my opinion. So Honda might build, and again, we give credit where credit is due. Honda might build the next generation Civic hybrid here in America. The automaker currently produces the model in a factory in Ontario, Canada. But a new report alleges that a plan to move the production of the Gen Next model to Mexico is dead on sight. Why? Because now you have the 25% tariffs. Instead, the company will build a car in its facility in Indiana starting May of 2028. The three people familiar with the matter who spoke with Reuters told the publication Honda decided to shift production to avoid U.S. President Donald Trump 25% tariffs on import goods from Canada and Mexico. The automaker had planned to begin the production of the next-gen Civic hybrid at the Guanajuato, I don't even know how to say that, Mexico plant in November of 2027. So according to sources, the factory is expected to build anywhere between 210,000 vehicles, Civic hybrids, annually. If that's not enough, the company would import the rest of the countries unaffected by tariffs. That could be difficult. However, as Trump has proposed enacting a 25% duty on all cars imported as soon as of April 2nd, in addition to tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Now, look, the reality is that, yes, a lot of these companies are taking their products to other companies or to other countries where the labor is cheap. So they built these cars for cheap labor and then they turn them back to us and they make a profit. Now, what that does is you're cutting jobs in the economy. So bringing back an example, the Honda Civic hybrid, and you want to push out about 210,000 vehicles annually, you're going to bring in a lot of people to work. You're going to bring work. You're going to bring jobs to people to work here in America, because if you bring those cars here, the Mexican people are not going to come over here to work. The Canadian people are not going to come over here to work. No. Now, if you bring this project of the Civic hybrids and you're planning to build 210,000 of them, you're going to bring jobs to America. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to have jobs like how we used to have them back in the days in these factories. So I think that's a very good thing. And we know that whatever is made in America, it's darn well good product. So the threat on tariffs has caused automakers to consider moving production to the United States. One report alleges that Mercedes-Benz could localize production of the C and E-Class model and Alabama, again, bringing more jobs back to America. Another report suspects that Porsche and Audi could be building some of their own models also in the U.S. Those are just the rumors. However, either way, automakers likely will have to move that or have a contingency plans for whatever the administration decides to do. And here's where it gets a little bit saucy, because I don't want to fire at Jim Farley because I'm a big fan of Ford, but let's get into it. And again, I want you guys to give me an opinion and tell me what you guys think. So Ford CEO Jim Farley said last month that the tariffs, the 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada, which are expected to pretty much go on effect on March 4th, would blow a hole in the U.S. industry that we have never seen and could cause a lot of cost and a lot of chaos, leading to higher prices for consumers and wiping out profits. Look, I'll give you my opinion. You guys can tell me in the comments what you guys think. I think that's utter bull crap. Why? Because yes, you are going to other countries to build your products. You're getting cheap labor, so you're turning on a bigger profit. Now, when you come to America, you don't have that lower cost. You're paying, you have to pay a decent salary here in America, but you're bringing jobs back to your people. Factories have always been here, and there was a time when we started doing negotiations with China, and everyone took all their things to China. Now, everything pretty much that we have is made in China. The microphone is made in China. This hat, these glasses, everything's all made in China, cutting tons and tons of jobs in America. Now, is it going to cost a bit more? Absolutely, it's going to cost a bit more, but you are going to turn out to give a better product at the end of the day, and you're going to turn out to have more jobs in America. So now you're pumping back money into the economy of the United States. Again, I'm not a huge political guy. I could be wrong about it, but I think common sense and the little bit that I know about politics, that's just the way I see it. Of course, now you're going to pay a bit more because now you're bringing it to America. But in the upside of that, again, I repeat myself, you're bringing jobs and you're going to turn out a great product. How many times have we opened your American-made vehicle and then you see made in Mexico? You know, nobody wants to drive a Camaro, a Corvette, a Ford, a Mustang, a rocket that's taking you to Mars and open it and say, you know, get a part and it says made in Mexico, made in Taiwan, made in, no offense to those countries. We want American, at least that's my opinion. A lot of the automakers want America-built vehicles. And when we look at those American-made vehicles from the 60s and the 70s, there's a huge difference when it comes to productivity and when it comes to the actual product you're giving out to the people. So with that, you're bringing more jobs, you're pumping more money into the economy, and it is going to cost a little bit more. But he's saying that because now he's going to say, okay, well, if I don't stop building the Mustang wherever I built it, whether it's in Mexico or in Canada or whatever other car, I'm not really sure where the Mustang's being built these days. There's so many things to cover in the automotive market that those are just some of the things that kind of fly over me. I don't really know where the Mustang is being built nowadays, and I apologize for that. But for sure, Ford is building vehicles out of America, and now you're going to have to bring them back here, or you're going to have to pay that 25% tariffs from importing goods. Anyways, I'll break in the discussion in the comments. I'm here for it. I'm not on one side or the other one. I think this is a good thing. I think bringing jobs back to America for me is a great thing, and I'm all about it. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more, but you are bringing more jobs and you're pumping more money into the economy. Are things going to get higher in prices? I don't think so. I really don't. That's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know in the comments below. The Honda Civic Hybrid, it's most likely going to start being built here in the Indiana factory. You know, Honda does build here in America too. Don't get it wrong, but most of the vehicles, they don't. But it's going to start getting built here in the Indiana factory because they were headed over to Mexico and not no more because of the tariffs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll read you and I'll see you on the next one.